Hi.
And we are live. Hello, travelers, and welcome to
Hello.
episode 28 of our main campaign. For first-time viewers, we are a D&D actual play Twitch stream and podcast. We stream Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. with YouTube and podcast released 1 week later. Uh,
Join us, Sarah.
why is everyone waving? I'm
Join
so
us.
scared.
Oh, actually, I can't.
Uh,
I had to stop. I was eating a blueberry.
yeah. Just to re-up you guys in case you missed the announcement in the last couple episodes, we do have a follower goal going on right now. The goal is 150 followers, and once we reach that goal, one random winner is going to get their choice of any official Wizard of the Coast D&D book. That includes stuff like Player's Handbook,
Like
Dungeon
what?
Master's Guide, Monster Manual. Yep,
Oh my
all the
God.
core supplements, Xanathar's, Tasha's, that kind of stuff. All the official adventures, your choice, physical copy or D&D Beyond digital copy. We're currently at 108 followers, so we got 42 slots left to go. Make sure you get in there. Don't miss out on it. We want you guys to win something, so make sure you're following.
If not, I get it. So
Yeah.
The second copy.
Other than that, I'm ready to jump in. I don't know about you guys.
What an announcement!
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
What an announcement.
Excitement.
I think it's the best one you've done in a long time. Usually, you
I've
screw it
been
up
doing
really
pretty
bad.
good with the announcements recently. It's the end of episode 1.
That's where it
Yeah.
comes all crashing down. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got. So
Let me fix this music. So I figured, never mind. We'll talk about this later. But I figured out the repeat thing on Discord.
Hey!
Recently. Or not Discord. What's on it.
Really?
oh
Yeah, it's very very dumb, but yes,
Please share your wisdom later.
it is
yes,
very
I
dumb.
May also need this.
Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Well, welcome back, everybody. We continued our adventure as you all stood in the center area of a ruined cathedral, we'll say, on the top of a massive mountain in which you're not quite sure how you got on top of this massive mountain. As of less than an hour ago, you were deep under the earth, golden dwarven halls. And as you ascended a long flight of stairs, you were now on top of a mountain. And as you stood inside this cathedral, what you saw in front of you was a large dome that seemed to encapsulate some sort of energy. An energy that struck fear into a lot of your hearts because it contains something that had once long ago swept through this entire land of Faerun and destroyed almost everything, driving people out of their homes, out of their lands, making the mages of the world go completely insane or even die right on the spot as the spell plague ripped through, followed by massive waves of this blue flame that seemed to be contained within this dome. An interesting thing about the dome itself, these large brass cylinders, tubes seem to be attached to the dome and siphoning the energy of this blue flame that was housed inside of it, turning it into electrical currents and energy. Also in the center of this cathedral, you saw floating above the dome 2 human-like figures made of pure white crystal, floating, arms crossed looking to the sky, and up into a beautiful skylight, which you could see the clouds. Alongside the crystal-like humanoids floated many, many other types of crystals in many different lengths, sizes, and shapes. Some similar to the ones that our companion Mizo has now in his possession when he climbed up into the chandelier of the dwarven halls along about a day ago. Scored himself one more shiny. Ook was the first one to seemingly react to the environment that you now found yourselves in. As he walked past, seemingly on his own accord, the party put his hand on the glass. And when he did, the rest of you came rushing down, and with all of the might of Calder and Redrick combined, they tried to stop Isaiah's creation before he began to slam his metal fist into the dome. At which point, the crystalline figures that circled around the dome seemed to change in demeanor and began to give warnings to the party to halt. For you are attempting and intruding on their protection of their legacy and their history, whatever that might mean. Unable to stop Isaiah's creation, Ook smashed his hand one more time into the glass that protected this blue flame and the energy that was being siphoned from within the dome. One of the panes shattered. And that's when one of the crystalline figures descended upon all of you. A protection of some sort. Whatever Ook was trying to get at. They saw you all as intruders and attacked. In the midst of this fierce battle, against these odd, golem-like figures, at the same time, Isaiah, you had to try to control Ook and continue to rip through this dome to reach whatever was ever inside. This flame kind of licking out at all of you. At times during the battle, the flame bursting from inside, causing these weird effects that you all felt reside deep within yourself, almost weakening you in some one way, shape, or form, to the point weakening your strengths. Whatever you were really strongest with, it seemed to weaken you in that sort of part of your mental and physical. During the battle, one time, Isaiah, you were not able to control Ook's actions, and it seemed like he turned on Calder for a brief moment and tried to push him into the broken pane of the glass. Not too sure what exactly that was all about. The battle continued, and you were able to seemingly to rein Ook's state in just with some wise words, asking, pleading for help, that he would come back to you and aid you in the fight. Egval, seemingly more eager to help those that were desperately in need, as Mizo had been pierced through the chest by one of these large crystals that these figures had thrown at him. You rushed to his aid, but just before you did, one of these creatures struck you down. You were eventually brought back to life by Castus, I believe, right? With a potion?
It was a healing touch.
Healing touch. Apologies. And when you spent the rest of your actions not fighting these creatures, but continuing to help poor little Mizo, who seemed to be suffering, trying to hide the best he could from this approaching golem. And whenever you did heal him, together it seemed like he stood side by side with you, as you both decided, even though you may not be the strongest of the two, you were going to face this foe head on. Mizo finally getting the final blow on this crystalline golem, with the help of Egval. With a roar of encouragement and a scream of ferocity, he struck the last golem down, causing it to shatter into pieces. By the end of the fight, Ook had done something else. He eventually clambered his way into the open panes of glass, disappearing into the blue flame and the fire and the electrical energy that was now kind of cascading out of these openings that had been bursting forth and causing all of you pain. Isaiah, struck by awe, he watched as your ape disappeared within the energy. And after the fight was won, The flames seemed to almost subside within what remained of the dome, as you all thought for a moment that it was time to get out, as you felt a rumble, and you're not too sure what Ook was going to do inside this broken container. Eventually, the fire subsided, and you began to see the shape and outline of a metal ape that had climbed within. Eventually, the flames disappeared entirely, and out clambered Ook, holding something in his metallic monkey hand. And as he approached you, Isaiah, he held something out in his hand. It was a stone, similar to the stone that you had once used to create Ook, gifted to you by the Greenberries, the band of wandering centaur and satyr, a long time ago. Still glowing with that blue pulsing light, seemingly somehow containing the energy of the flame within it. And as he handed you this rock or gem, he also opened his chest cavity, indicating that he would wanted you to insert it within him, like you'd once done before. With a brief moment, decision, you inserted the gem and quickly slammed his chest cavity closed as Calder rushed and tried to stop you. It was at that moment the environment around all of you began to change drastically. Things didn't seem to crumble, or shake, or fall apart, but rather disappear and fade away. As the golden stone of this cathedral began to fade. And slowly your vision turned from a mountaintop to an underground cavern. And all around you, for thousands of feet, you could see the walls slowly fading from gold to black. Before the only thing that remained was all of you standing on a cliff that now overlooked ruins. Ruins of a once beautiful dwarven city, rumored to only exist before the spell plague, before the dwarves of these times had abandoned it and left it to its own demise. A sea of buildings, statues, and destruction. And as you stood on top of this mountain, the only thing that remained from what you had seen before was a pedestal of bright gold. It seemed to be in the center of the dome that Ook had entered before. And from behind it crept Mizo. With staggered words and shortened breath, it seemed that the once young, ferocious, red-scaled kobold was rapidly aging before all of your eyes. His scales turning pale white, his voice weakened, his breath hard to come by. And with the last few words, he told you this: that he remembered this place. And that he remembered everything. Before he seemed to pass in front of Egval and Cassis. The old, frail body of Mizo lying cold in front of you all now. As this was happening, Calder and Isaiah got into a disagreement, or a heated argument, about what had just transpired with Ook. Whether or not it was the right decision for Isaiah to gift Ook the stone that Ook had presented him, thinking that he just gave the enemy what exactly he wanted. Among other things, Isaiah obviously getting some things off of his chest he had not said to the entire party for a long time. There's overhanging distrust of all of you. We now find ourselves on that same cold, dark cliff. The golden pedestal shining dimly in this darkened space. The cavern itself, thousands and thousands of feet wide, to the point those of you that do not have dark vision are almost completely blinded, and even those that do can see just so far before things begin to turn to black. Vulcan, it's been a long time since you've been in the Underdark. And even for you, your eyes are slow to adjust. But eventually they do. The dim shining of the moon, creeping through cracks in the ceiling above, shine a light on the ruins below you. And you recognize Velkin, a hooded figure, thousands of feet in the distance, standing on a collapsed building that was angled on top of one other one, seemingly noticing your presence before he leapt off, disappeared into the rubble. We now find ourselves at the end of a heated argument, as Isaiah and Calder still stare at each other menacingly. Egval and Castus still kind of deciding what they want to do with Mizo's body. Forgotten Few. What do you do now?
Watching Egval, Castus, and I think was Velkin going with them as well.
Yeah, we shanghaied Velkin into helping us.
Yeah, Velkin would want to come along. She's was kind of staring off into the distance for a bit, focused on something, but snaps out of it when she's called.
Watching them go with Mizo, I'll look to Ren. Ren, Redrick, a word.
Sure.
All right.
Kind of step away from Isaiah.
Follow.
Am I alone in this?
No. But I don't think you necessarily went about it in the most productive way. You got a bit of a temper on you.
Sure.
I think he's got a point, to be honest. You all wanted me to come along. Ook's a valuable member of this team. It's a risk we're taking, right? But fuck it.
Find a little bit of a difference. A little bit different than, you eating dead bodies. Ook tried to kill Calder. So. And we can confirm he was possessed by whatever the hell that thing is.
Ren felt it. I'm sure you saw Ook try to push me into the fucking dome. It's not... like I told Isaiah, I'm not worried about me. It's... if he loses control at the key moment and pushes one person in the wrong direction, that's it. One of us is dead because of a metal fucking gorilla. Isaiah knew that risk and he made it stronger.
I think you just need to keep in mind that Ook isn't just like a metal experiment to Isaiah. It's really significant. I think all of us can see that.
I understand that. I don't understand making him stronger right now.
That I can get on board with.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If we were to find some legendary sword, I ain't picking it up. I'm keeping that shit as far away from me. Someone else take it.
It's something
But-
that could have waited for a later time.
We don't know what happened to him in there. He's still pretty messed up. I think we need to be cautious of Ook, but when it comes to dealing with Isaiah, I think we need to have a little patience and understanding.
No, my patience only goes so far when he's endangering everybody.
We're all big kids, Calder. We all chose to be here.
Yeah.
Not me. Okay.
Yeah, well. I
You
mean,
gave into peer pressure. It's your fault.
you got there
That's
eventually.
fair.
You showed some self-control before you came in here.
Yeah,
Still
it's
proud
true.
of you, by the way.
Working on it. But again, if we're bringing me along, I think it's fair to bring Ook. Personally, I don't think we should be giving him more blue flame, but
I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, I think the fact of the matter is that if Isaiah is here, then Ook is here. So we just
Is it?
need to be careful. Yeah.
yeah. You saw how he reacted when you were talking. He's not putting that monkey down. Ape. Sorry.
I can.
He looks at Ook like family. We can't just we can't just get rid of him.
He could be rebuilt.
Can he? He
I
has
don't
a
see why not.
mind. He's not. I don't think he's
Like
just
a full-on, like you or me.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
something.
that either.
There's something.
He walked away and came back with a metal gorilla that he said he put together. It doesn't strike me as a person.
Well, I mean, he's obviously had practice. There's grandfather, but
Right, but
And grandfather doesn't seem like it thinks.
we're talking about sentience. That's a whole other thing.
Luke is powered by blue flame. I don't think it's that common to just come across it.
I don't think I fully
I-
understand Ook. In fact, I know I don't. But I don't think he thinks like you or me. Come on, Ren.
I don't know. You guys don't feel minds. I don't know if he thinks like us, but I don't think he doesn't think. And in the halls, whenever we first came out and Isaiah was still freaking out, Ook came over by himself to comfort him. Ook cares about Isaiah as much as Isaiah cares about Ook. I don't think he's completely in control, but I mean, as far as like when it comes to being cursed by that thing, but I'm also cursed. Red is also cursed.
And I wouldn't say completely in control are the right words. Getting there, maybe. But
You practice more restraint, at least, than Isaiah did.
well, this is also first offense, right? I mean, he doesn't have a history of this shit. I will openly admit that there were times when I almost attacked you.
Sure. That makes me more nervous, almost, though. At least you were upfront. I knew what I was dealing with. With Isaiah, this is a whole other side of him. I thought I had him pegged, and now I'm at a fucking loss. I don't know what we're dealing with.
Yeah. What was that
What
about?
has this man been through? What are his thought processes? When I confronted him about this, it was vitriolic. He venomous. I don't know what his real motivations are. I don't know how deep that logic goes. And I look at you, Ren, and you, Redrick, and I see people who have fought by my side, and who could die at any moment. And I look at a metal monkey, and I do not see the same thing. It's
But Isaiah does.
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Isaiah's anger I can handle. You don't have to be a part of it. All I need to hear is that you agree. I got enough juice left in the tank. I'll take him out. Not him, the monkey.
I mean, if Ook starts throwing us into fires or off cliffs, I'm right there with you. I'm not just gonna let that happen.
By then,
But
though, it might
until
be
then-
too late. He already tried.
Well, give him a chance to show some self-control, right? He gave me a
Yeah.
chance, and it worked.
Goes into the argument about sentience again. All right, you don't agree, is what I'm taking from this.
No, I'm sorry, I don't. I agree that Ook needs to be watched and we need to be careful. But I don't think we can just preemptively destroy him. And if
I don't
we
know if
did
it's
do that,
preemptive at this point. Feels to me reactive, but sure.
yes and no. But the point is, if we did that, what do you think Isaiah's going to do? Nothing
I'm more
good.
worried about what he'll do before we see it coming.
Listen, you all said you weren't willing to lose me before we went in. If we turn on Ook, even if we're not turning on Isaiah, we're losing Isaiah. Another key player here.
Is he?
This,
You're tied to some kind of fucking prophecy or something. Like, you're clearly, you need to be here.
We don't know if that has anything to do with this.
I like having Isaiah in a fight when I can trust him, but I don't know if I can anymore.
let's it's been a shitty it's been a shitty few hours. We're all tired. We're all beat up. Don't make any rash decisions. Let's just rest. I think we all need it. I think Isaiah really needs it. I think you both need to cool off, and somebody needs to talk to Isaiah, but I don't think it should be you.
Fair enough.
I can get behind that.
Now
Yeah,
I
well,
think
let's
there's
get
a
a fucking
little rat
cake,
funeral.
so-
Yeah.
Oh God, Mizo died. I forgot.
Right.
There's so much shit
Yeah.
fucking happening. Right.
Yeah, it sucks. Let's go.
Okay.
In the meantime, what were the rest of you doing?
Zay's joined the group at Mizo.
So I think I was the one that was holding, I guess, sort of Mizo's rat body. So then probably as we were walking back, and then having to walk over, and Isaiah, as you probably join us. Vulcan, if you don't mind, do you still have some uses in your glove thing?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I think you could. Do you mind if you could use it in a couple minutes, please? You'll probably get what I mean. And
I understand what you're asking.
and
Yeah.
Castus, I know that you wanted to bury Mizo, but do you mind if we can?
You want to
From my
cremated.
yes, thank you.
It's fine. I completely understand. I mean, that was the only option I could think of, but you have something else in mind, and I think he would have enjoyed the warmth.
Okay.
If I may, if you're going to do that, you might want to do it inside a hole. It's really dark here. If you light a fire like that, everybody is going to know we're here. But we can do it just in a hole so it doesn't shine as brightly sideways, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
guess.
in the.
Could Ook kind of help with that? Because
Yeah.
I don't have a shovel.
Come on, bud. Let's make a hole.
Just clarifying, we're in the Underdark, right?
You are in a massive dark cavern that spread thousands of feet wide from wall to wall,
Okay.
underneath the earth.
Okay. Um. Yes, I think cremation is the best option because if we are where I think we might be, um, we don't want to attract any creatures, monsters, with just having something buried a few feet under the ground. Things down here can get very hungry. So I'll let you guys dig the hole. I'll just call me when you need me, I guess.
Yeah. Of course.
Okay.
So,
Dig a
You
hole.
begin to walk down the edge of this cliff. And as you do, it is sloped. It's not like it's a sheer drop off on the one side. The one side, the very precipice of this cliff, you can look down and it is sheer amongst the rubble. You can see the sea of collapsed buildings in front of you. But on the opposite side, it does slope down slightly. Depending on how far you want to go down, you realize that all around you is pure stone. There isn't much dirt here. So it would take some time to try to smash through the stone, or if you have another idea, dig a hole.
Do you think maybe? Hmm. And you said that either further down or where we're at, there's just a bunch of ruins, right?
Right, on the opposite side of the mountain of you. You would have to
Okay.
go, well, not the mountain, but the cliff. You would have to walk around it to get to the front towards the sea. But as you get towards the bottom, you begin to see collapsed pillars, small walls, and remnants of rubble.
If the bottom's like level with the ruined buildings off into the valley, maybe I guess it's all pretty packed here. I don't know if we'll be able to dig, but the lower we are compared to the buildings, the
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
yep.
Um. I guess. Well, should we go get the rest, or do you think they'll meet us down there?
I think they can just meet us down here. It's okay. I think Calder needs to blow off some steam, and I think Redrick and Ren will keep kind of calm him down and find us.
Okay. Are you are you doing okay, Isaiah? You remember everything?
I remember.
Okay.
Just find a nice spot for Mizo, and then kind of give the others a few minutes. If they're not in here in a few minutes, then I think we can get started.
Okay. Yes, then I guess that we'll just head further down until we happen to, I guess, get to the bottom, and then try to find at least maybe an area within the ruins as possible that kind of gives some cover for what we want to do.
Just to let you know, the ruins are a little bit of a distance off from the cliff. You get to the bottom of the cliff, it kind of flattens out into this large, stony, flat area that it kind of lines up until it hits a wall, and it goes straight up. Pure black stone and earth. Probably
There
only
are
about 20 feet in front of you from the bottom of this hill to the wall. The floor itself is this uneven path of these look like rolling waves made of stone, pure black. Go ahead.
you said there were pillars though.
There are
Closer to it.
remnants and small bits and pieces of the city here. It's not like full buildings as you saw in the valley below, but here you see ruined rubble all around you.
I guess we'll just find a little piece that's, maybe a couple of feet high or something, just enough that we could lay the body and maybe get some flames diminished from the city side.
Okay. Give me a perception check. with disadvantage since it is pitch black in here.
I mean,
Could I
Can
help?
we
Would
try
that
to help
do
him?
anything?
Try to maybe level
Sure.
that out.
One
mean,
single
Let's
roll,
have dark
Isaiah.
vision.
One roll from Isaiah.
Okay.
Got this.
Watch, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be I mean, we're really not looking for that specific. It's a 3.
It's a 3. You find scattered pieces of ruins all over the place. Nothing that would probably conceal the flame of a burning body. But you do find a corner of what seemed like may have held a wall at one point of this whitish stone.
I guess this is the best we can do without going too deep.
Okay. I'm assuming you still have his bag, Castus.
Yeah, I have the bag. I have his thing. So go ahead and put him down, and I'll put him down next to him.
Okay. Yeah, so now I'll put him down. And then I'm actually, I guess, could I actually have the bag? I want to kind of do something.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
okay.
And I'll hand over the bag and the individual gold coin I had put it with him as well.
Okay. So then, I guess I'll just kind of I'll place down Mizo. Since I noticed that you had put the gold coin originally on his chest, I'll put it on his chest, and then place his shield over top, and then have his spear kind of going, kind of diagonally, from one shoulder to waist. And then I'll open up his bag and kind of take my time having just to take objects from his bag and sort of make like a little circle with them, no matter what the object is, just kind of around.
Okay.
And as I'm doing so, this is a type of. Sometimes we do burials, but then other times we end up having to burn the bodies. From my tribe, it's a bit more of a warrior thing. So I just feel like this is a bit more fitting. Is all.
No. Mizo was a little shit. We can't ignore that. But in the end, he fought right next to us. I think he deserves this.
And then I guess after having it set up, I guess we can. I guess we'll just wait a few minutes.
Yeah. Can I see if I take a look to see if the other 3 are coming?
Yeah, eventually you do see them beginning to kind of look over
I'll
like
ask
down the hill for a moment. And then
in
eventually,
Falcon's head.
yeah,
Hey, where'd you guys go?
Velkin also is kind of sitting off away from the others, kind of keeping your distance. But yeah, it's not hard to find the rest of your party.
While
Yeah,
we're
we'll turn up.
while we're waiting, Isaiah will hand something to Egg. Be like, I promised him a shiny, and I didn't quite get to do that anymore. So I never did figure out who this was, but maybe they'll keep an eye on him. And I'll hand you a little tiny gold figurine with a jewel in the navel.
Oh. Okay. I'll place it over at the top of the over at sort of like the top of the circle of his items, just sort of not in the circle, but then kind of like above, kind of like his head, top of circle, and then above. So
Just to let you know, some of the items that you begin to pull out of his bag are a little bit unique in a few different ways.
Mhm.
The first couple things that you pull out are these 3 beautiful, just gold buttons, about the size of this. It would probably fit on some sort of royalties jacket or coat that he has. Shiny, kept well and clean and polished. Some other things that you do that seem to catch your eye. You see these beautiful stones, 2 of them about this large, and round in an oval shape. This odd color. When you shift them, even in the darkness, they almost look like they're alight with flame. Beautiful. When you move it, and it kind of seems like the flickering of fire. You set them both down around him. You also find these 3 massive, titanic-looking teeth. They look humanoid, but they're almost like this big. And they have these beautiful silver and gold inlays. Fillings, almost, you could say. You pull them both out of the bag. You continue to put your hand in there. And you pull out 2 massive skulls. You look at them, they're made of pure diamond.
Yo.
And you set those 2 down.
He's
Next
almost
to- Who is
loaded.
this
To say to Egg, these are neat. To me as a player, he's fucking stacked. Anyway, sorry.
And you continue to pull these unique items one by one of the bag. It's odd because it seems like it never empties. You begin to pull coins out. 6 golden coins, 3 silver, 2 copper pieces. But they're stamped with a unique symbol that you don't know exactly where it's from. Of a leafless tree on the back of it. The last thing you pull out are 7 smooth stones hung on a silver chain. And that's it.
Are they
Actually, your
each on
hand-
their own chains or on
No.
the same chain?
On the same chain.
It's the Dragon Balls.
Do the stones have stars in them? Okay.
The stones that looked like they might even be a flame, that was like orange flame, right?
Yes.
I know more for you, buddy.
While Egg is
Turns in.
laying all that stuff out, Cassius is gonna go over to Velkin and check on how she's doing. Walk on over, say, kind of sit down next to her, kind of, hey, how you doing?
She's been kind of staring off into the ruins of the city, like kind of like looking. Looks like she's looking for something. But when you sit down, she turns her head. And she says, "Oh, I'm okay. Didn't even get touched that fight. How are you?"
Oh, battered, hurt. I think I'm bleeding internally, but nothing a little nap won't take care of.
You look like shit.
Oh,
I'd make a
feel
joke
like
about
shit,
that,
so
but I don't really have it in me right now.
I don't think any of us are in the mood after fighting or internal fighting.
Hmm.
Now I'm trying to kind of give Mizo his final right. You know, it's been an exhausting hour, I think. I don't know.
Time's weird. That's why I
It
study it.
is.
Yeah, it's the infighting is definitely exhausting in its own way after being alone for so long, you know.
Oh, I know. Loneliness is kind of my friend for a bit. Having a bunch of people around you, then them starting to fight, kind of just sits with you differently.
Yes. She kind of like the red gaze kind of tilts upwards to the ground. She says, and I definitely didn't want to be back down here. So, but I mean,
Oh.
hey, at least I'm not alone this time.
Exactly. I think in the end, those two will kiss and make up, but they'll at least shake hands and call it a day, maybe.
I prefer that one, but yes. You get the edges of a smile. Like she's trying to stay Vulcan right now, but seems like
I
it's a
know.
little harder.
How are you feeling with the whole with Mizo? I know you two had this weird little bond.
The gaze kind of travels over to him and says, "Definitely going to miss him."
Yeah.
Yeah, they're kobolds are interesting creatures. Always liked them, but I don't know. I thought he would. I don't know. It was stupid, but I thought he'd join us.
Just kind of follow us along. Just kind of go on the rest of our adventures and be our little sidekick.
That's what I was
Kind of thought the
hoping.
same thing. Yeah.
I felt like I had like a little prank buddy, like we could steal more from Redrick and maybe Ren. I don't know, but like
I'm happy to talk Ren into it. I think she has some there's something there.
maybe I don't know. I had to deal with Mizo, but now it's it's not going to work out.
Oh, I'm sure this is over. Well, I'll just look back at this and laugh.
I don't know if I'll laugh, but definitely a memory.
Yeah.
Did not
All right,
think
well,
I was going to have this much excitement at my
yeah.
age. But
What did you think you were signing up for when you volunteered to take us to the Rift?
I didn't volunteer. I was kind of like blackmailed into it, but like we're here. It's fine. Yes. Is Mizo ready?
It looks like Egg is about done. So, and I think I see the others coming. So, and Cass just stands up and holds out a hand to help her up.
Yeah, she'll take it and kind of dust herself off and says, "All right, I got to go say my goodbyes to the little shit." So
yeah, let's go.
Yeah, she'll head over to Mizo and kind of wait for the others. But she is watching. Like she's been kind of like glancing at Egg and watching him pull out a bunch of stuff from this bag, and she's like, when she gets over, she says, "Egg, can I see Mizo's bag?"
Okay. Well, I guess I just want to ask DM, is there still more stuff in the bag, or did I pull out everything from the bag?
As far as you could, give me an investigation check.
Okay. Okay. That's a natural 20 for a 22 total.
Nice.
Hey. You reach your hand in one last time. You feel the bottom. No, you don't. You stick your whole arm down into about the elbow, and you pull your hand back out.
What do I find?
You don't find anything. The bag's empty.
Mary Poppins bag.
Hmm.
You just shoved your whole arm in there and took it out.
Egg, can I see this?
Sure. Hold on. I'm just gonna like. Oh wait, that's right. I really kind of difficult for me to see. Never mind. Yeah. Okay. I'll hand it over.
Yeah, Velkin will take it. She'll try the same thing. Can she guess what this is? She guess it's probably
You can give me an Arcana check.
Arcana, let's go. What did I roll? This dice is really hard to read. 16. And my Arcana is a +8.
You've heard of things like this before. Bags of holding, haversacks. The way it's shaped and made, it's probably more of a haversack than it is a bag of holding.
She's gonna take it. Was it like a backpack or like a satchel?
So it's more of a satchel, but it has these front pouches that have rough leather latches. Um, but yeah, and it sits about the size of a laptop briefcase around
Okay.
him. So it was kind of big on him, but as you pick it up, and it folds open. And when Egg sticks his hand in it, it just keeps going down.
Okay. Vulcan's gonna like sling it over herself and then crouch down beside Mizo and say, "One last trade." She wears quite a few rings, so she's gonna take off one of the ones on her pinky. It's like this kind of like got like a ruby in it, and it kind of matches her eyes. And she slips it off and kind of places it on top of him and says, "A shiny for something useful, considering you won't need it anymore." And she kind of like crouches down beside him. She's quiet for a few moments, and I'm guessing this is like when the others are kind of arriving. And she says, "You know, you weren't the one that was supposed to stay down here. That was supposed to be Ren. But it looks like you're trading spots. Wasn't part of our deal, but here we are. Can't believe that. You know, I was going to take you on as an apprentice. You know, teach you magic to get shinies easier, fuck with others. You know, all that fun stuff that wizards do. But I don't know. Maybe in another lifetime. Turns out you probably were older than me. Maybe. I don't know. But it's okay." And she reaches out and she kind of like places like a hand on his forehead, and she mumbles some words in probably the others could guess is probably undercommon. She's giving him a farewell. And then she kind of stands up and adjusts the bag and looks to the others and says, and you can see that her eyes kind of have that, you know, when someone's about to cry and their eyes get glossy, but they're like trying to hold back tears. She's got that kind of like glossy look in her eyes, and she says, "But if anybody else wants to say goodbye, now's your chance." And she kind of like begins to adjust the gloves on her wrists.
Mizo was a backstabbing little shit, but he had no shortage of heart. Thanks for standing by us at the end.
Yeah, he was interesting, to say the least. And I think in the end, he fit pretty well with us. And deal was a deal. He got us here. That was our deal with him. I guess it wasn't so bad after all. A little greedy, a little selfish, but who isn't these days, right? I miss you, buddy.
I'm not much for goodbyes. Or I'll just walk to the edge and kind of look at it. It's at the city.
I'll go up and like crouch down next to the grave, I guess, and just kind of look down in there and say like, "Did your job, buddy. Can't blame you for that. Here you go." And I'll take just like a gold coin or something I have on me and put it down. But as I'm doing that, I'm gonna try and sleight of hand everyone watching and whoop, just like grab like that little
Good.
pile of
Right.
interesting looking gold coins. I guess
Okay.
I don't know.
What are you trying to take?
You know the ones that had like a significant difference gold coins, like the interesting
leaf this
looking
tree
ones?
on it?
Yeah,
Sure.
those.
Go ahead.
I'll put one in, and I'm gonna try and grab all those. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. That is a 11, I think. Yeah, that's an
Passive
11.
perceptions of those of you who are standing around.
13, and even then I
11.
would be watching the whole time.
14. 14, but Velkin doesn't say anything.
You all begin to notice Calder, or I mean Cass. I mean, Redrick, son of a bitch. Set his coin down and begin to collect. And quickly put in his pocket the coins that Eggwall set around him.
What are you doing?
Trading.
Just leaving my
Egg, it's okay. It's okay, Egg.
condolences.
Mizo love to trade. You know, shiny for shiny.
Seems fitting.
Listen, he's not gonna use it.
Frederick, Okay.
So you get 6 gold pieces, 3
Sweet.
silver, and 2 copper, all lined on the back of it. The leafless tree.
All right.
Do I see the like glowing stones around him?
The 2 large ones?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're pretty obvious, I should say.
We're not we don't want to probably burn those,
Well,
right?
I was thinking Egg put him in like a circle around the body, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's not like
It's
that.
not.
It's a close enough circle to where everything will get burned. It's more of just
Yep.
it's kind of like a ceremonial circle around.
Great.
Yeah, everything should be fine.
Everybody done? Can I do my part now?
But
Alright.
Go ahead.
She's going to basically cast Burning Hands directly on Miso, using a charge from the gloves.
Okay. As you all, sorry, excuse me. Falcon turns to the rest of you and asks for final words. None of you pipe up. She puts her hands together, and for a brief moment, the flame is bright in its place. You all kind of have to close your eyes for a moment as a light kind of spreads out into the area. You feel the heat emit from the gloves as the light hits the rest of your face, and it's but a matter of moments before Mizo's body now flickers with flame.
As his body, I guess as he starts to burn, in giant. So the rest of the party won't really be able to understand, but in giant, I'll say, may you ascend the range without trouble or falling. The ones above guide you to the next open plains. Your weapons find your hunt with strength and precision. Rest well. And then just kind of takes a couple steps back.
Cassis is gonna go over and check on Ren since she's kind of just walked away, see how she's doing.
Before you do, Ren, as soon as you get to the edge, and you begin to overlook this destruction, an entire city, civilization, home of these fabled golden dwarves that seem to rule over this place. The history that you had seen on the door, long, what seemed like successful till the very end, now lays in ruin in front of you. And you see little Rose.
I'm going to say silently back, see what?
The destruction. The voice, similar to what you have heard before, but not as demanding, but more cold. This is the power of chaos. None are safe unless you bring him to me. Dragon touched.
Silently, in her head. Something tells me you're not overly concerned about anybody's safety. So we're going to do what we're going to do. And hopefully it'll stop whatever the hell you have planned.
And your brother is mine.
Prove it.
In time, you will know. You already know.
Why should I believe anything from the Prince of Lies?
You do not know everything.
Never claimed to, but I'm certainly not going to learn it from you.
There's no response. And eventually you hear footsteps approaching from behind you. It's Cassis.
Okay.
Uh, you know,
Yeah. You doing okay with everything with Calder, Isaiah, Izo? I know it's a lot we've been through.
when they got in a fight, it kind of reminded me of home a little bit. My brothers were always fighting.
It sounds
I think
kind
we
of
just,
nice, actually.
yeah. Nothing this serious, though. It's like, oh, you ate my sandwich, and, like, oh, that's my shirt. Stuff like that.
You never had a fight. Your brothers never fight. Oh, you just put a magical item inside of your working monkey, and it's gonna destroy the world. Oh, you kept me in a forever memory loop. Oh, that kind of thing. Nothing ever like that.
No, funnily, oddly enough, nothing that serious. It's all a little bit more mundane,
Okay, well, maybe next
quiet,
time. Yeah.
boring. Yeah, you never know. We'll certainly have a lot to catch up on if I find them.
I'm sure they're out there.
I hope so.
Well, you have us. Well, most of us anyway. I'm not sure where Calder and Isaiah stand right now, but at least, hey, got me.
Should give you like a light little punch on the arm. Like that I do. I think we can get them to work it out. I think the first order of business is a nap. Everybody's a little on edge.
Nice long nap, because he kind of lifts up his armor a little bit. You see that? That was not
Oh,
supposed to be this color. You see that? I think something's
Jesus. Yeah.
sticking out of it.
You gotta learn how to dodge, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. How about you try dodging a giant crystal chunk flying at you?
I did. She'll just like start walking back. Just giving you shit.
Bitch.
I will follow, and as I walk by, I walk a little faster and then try to trip her.
I will.
All right. Try to. Okay, go ahead and just roll me. Both roll me just dexterity checks. We'll see who
Okay.
comes out on top here.
All right.
You can both add your
Ooh, that's
proficiency
good.
modifiers.
Oh, great. Okay. That's
A little roll off.
24.
Oof.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I go down. But as I go down, telekinetic shove.
Oof.
Oh.
Dexterity saving throw.
Right.
It's a strength saving throw.
Strength. Sorry.
Oh, that's
sorry.
even worse. That's a negative. That's a 3.
So
Yeah, you go sprawling.
as Ren hits the ground, she looks at you, and all of a sudden you go, "Blah!" and you blast off of your feet and slam into the dirt. Both of you.
Both
now.
of you just go boom, boom.
She's just gonna like hands on arms. Nice to see you, bud.
What
Just
the
kinda went
Sam
on my
hell are you
side.
two doing back there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I get up. I offer a hand to pick her up, and
I'll take it.
join the others.
Once things with Miso are done, Falcon will kind of turn to the party that's still kind of around and say, if you give me 10 minutes, we can head up, find somewhere to sleep, and I can set up it's a spell I've been reading, and I think I can finally do it tonight. Feel confident enough. Sets up like a little dome that we can all stay in safely for the night. We can see out, nothing can see in,
That's a neat trick.
Yeah. Do
You
we
tell
still
me
keep
we-
watches?
Yeah,
Definitely.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it just makes it a little more safe. Last for the rest. With how much time we've been spending on the road, I started reading it about a week after I joined you. So not a week, a couple days actually. Feels like it's been longer than it has, but either way, it feels ready for tonight. If you can
Okay.
give me a few minutes.
Let's try to find a decent spot out of sight as much
Yeah.
as possible.
Sounds good.
Or
Um,
4 walls, a roof, and 1 door.
If we can.
Let's look. And Ren will start walking towards the ruin and look for a place.
Calder will go with you.
As I
Um,
start touching his shield to just get like as dim a light as possible on it so he can see the ground in front of his feet and not trip over things.
Who's leading? What's the marching order?
Brennan, Calder
Me?
in front.
Yeah.
Vulcan
Okay.
will be
I will be in
behind
back
them.
because I have dark vision, so I'll stick in the back.
Who doesn't
3 of
have
us
dark vision?
semi-blind people. Yep.
In the back? Other Cass is a caboose in between Isaiah, Redrick, and Egg. Then Vulcan, Ren and Calder.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you're heading down into the ruins? Is that what the plan was?
Yeah, just trying to find as enclosed a spot as possible to camp.
While we're walking, Vulcan will say, mainly to those in front of her, she'll say, just so you know, there is someone else down here. I did see someone earlier. There's a lot going on. They were very, very far away in the rooms.
Yeah, you
just-
pointed that out earlier.
Just know that we're not alone.
Right.
I think that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Well, I just have to be careful.
You look like a Sloan. Maybe.
He was wearing, or I don't know if it was a he or not. They were
No
wearing
name tag then?
a cloak, so
Okay.
I have
I
no
neon
idea.
sign Sloan.
Maybe
Sloan is
maybe more
here.
of maybe more of a Richard. If he had a cloak.
Damn.
Definitely gave Richard vibes, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
As you begin to head downward, you loop around the large mountain that you were standing upon, beginning of this escapade here with Mizo. You begin to head down a large slope, walking amongst the stone-like waves. Go ahead.
After Misa's burned, did we pick up his stuff?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh yes.
I'm just making sure
definitely.
we say that. So
Back in
we
the
picked up
bag.
all of his stuff and bag.
Yeah.
Egg,
call.
Egg would be a little upset with that, but of course, let's the party do what they like.
Yeah, Vulcan leaves her ring, and if anybody touches that, she'd snap at them. So the ring stays that she left, that she traded Mizo with. So
Probably the figurine too, because that wasn't anything.
Yeah.
That was just shiny.
Yeah. Diamond skulls though.
Yeah.
The glowing
Oh,
rocks.
we were taking
yeah.
shit the whole time? Alright.
Yeah. We're definitely taking this.
You begin to walk amongst the wave-like stones. It seems like it was maybe water at one point, frozen into stone. So you see these large ripples, sharp and sheer edges, like you would watch the ocean during a violent storm. You begin to have to walk around some of them as they get larger. Kind of these crags and small spikes of stone that you have to begin to work your way through this large maze, down this large slope. And as you begin to get closer and closer to the valley, ruins begin to be more and more prominent. And as you pass, the first largest building, it's half of a tower that kind of leans up against one of these large crag-like rocks that juts out of the ground. Half of it completely removed. Just a skeletal remain of an ancient city. No remnants of furniture, of really any walls, just an empty husk. The stone itself white with age. Kind of this odd purplish black floor mixed with this odd white building as the moonlight kind of shines and casts shadows at your feet as you walk under it. Kind of look up at this husk. You continue onward, probably figuring that it's not enclosed enough for your liking. Eventually, you reach a point when the slope becomes more level. And you stand amongst the skeletal remains of the city of the Golden Dwarves. All around you, dense, almost as if you stand in a forest of stone. Collapsed buildings all around you, even within arm's reach, side to side, as they all kind of stand above you and around you, collapsed on one another. You now see in front of you an odd tunnel, but not really. It's like a path that winds through these broken structures that sit on top of one another, scattered around amongst you. The stone still, or the floor still made of this odd purple-like stone. The moonlight no longer peeking through, and it is now pitch black down here. It's silent. Every footstep that you make, you can hear your own foot pads hit the stone. Your breath chilled amongst the cold, damp air down here. The graveyard to history is really what you stand in now. Ren and Calder, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Can I give her advantage?
Sure.
Jesus. That is a total of 12. I rolled a 5 and a 1.
Wow.
Yeah,
Ooh.
5 and a 1. Yeah,
A 5 and a 1. Yeah.
total of 12.
Yeah.
This one's in trouble.
So you begin to
stay
look
there.
for a place that you can easily house yourselves for the night. And you begin to walk until you think you may just have got too far and you stop. You see what seems to be like almost like an odd storefront or a home that's completely removed. The front side of it's completely removed. You can still see the square-like structure and the small remnants of the outer wall. The back side of it is still built. It kind of builds up into what looks like a canopy of ruins above you. It has partially a second floor. It's kind of broken half and inward. And above it is just open until you see the top of the ruins. Somewhere to put your backs against, at least.
Good enough.
Yeah. I think this will do for tonight. I think we all just need to lay down.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Please.
Settle in. I'll take first watch.
I'll join you. Just give me 10 minutes. I'll get the dome set up.
Take second watch.
Can you do watches with the dome? Is that not a... Do you have to pay attention to it or anything?
No. It is not. It is not concentration. No, I don't have to concentrate on it. I just have to. You just need to give me 10 minutes to set it up.
Yeah.
And she will pull out of her pocket a shard of crystal from the not iron golems, that's Minecraft. From the golems that we bought that she picked up. She kind of twirls it in her hand and says, "This was the last thing I needed." And then she begins. If anybody watches, she begins doing the outline of a clock, big circle, about 10 feet in radius, and starts doing the numbers in Undercommon around it, with some like runes kind of going around the outside. It takes about 10 minutes, and then it's like pitch black. This dome, it's like opaque, like looking at like the night sky without stars, kind of begins to like materialize out of the ruins into this dome. Meets at the top, and it shimmers for a second before it kind of like settles. Vulcan will look to everyone and say, so just so you know about it for now and future occurrences, you are all allowed in and out. I cannot leave it. But also nothing that I have not designated can come into it either, as long as it is active. So it is opaque from the outside, but transparent from the inside. It's warm in there, and if you like, we light a fire in there, it will not be seen from the outside. So
Very cool.
It only thing is like Castus's weapon. Can he use that on things outside it?
Oh yeah, can I throw my daggers through it?
It's only she opens her book and she begins reading through it, and she says, you can move through it freely. Spells and other magical effects cannot extend through the dome or be cast through it. So honestly, I don't know if the red your daggers are fucking weird. I don't know. They're magic from what I know.
Here,
So
I'll just test it. I'll just go in and see if I can toss a dagger out.
Chuck something out.
I'm not aiming at you.
You make this dagger appear for a moment. The green kind of glow it just slowly gives a tiny bit of light in her hand, and you throw it. It hits the side or the inside of the dome.
That answers that.
Good to know. So
Yeah,
my
that's
guess is
enough.
probably the bullet won't go through it either, but either way, just you could step outside of it and then do whatever you want.
I could easily just stick my hand through if I needed to.
Yeah, it's probably a weird feeling because like well Velkin's standing in it, but like yeah, it's like completely opaque from the outside, but the moment you like walk in, you can see everything around you as if you didn't have anything covering you. It's like a weird feeling. But she kind of like
Very
looks
cool,
around.
though.
She says, "Did a pretty good job." Cool.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Thank you.
Cozy.
I mean,
I'll
it's
take
gonna make
warm.
finding a
Nobody
safe place
minds.
to sleep easier.
Yeah, it's also like warm in here. Like it's like a room temperature. It's just nice. It's comfortable.
Much
Just
better.
nice.
Mhm.
Nice.
As it's just been looking at the dome from the outside. It's like, all right, sounds good, and walks like a building or two away, roughly far enough that you guys can see. He just casually walks a little ways away, and then stops for a while. And he will go into Oak's bag and see if that sphere thing is still in it.
It is indeed.
Then he'll just sit for a little while, like a room wall that's bench height.
Before we all go to bed.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should. I just thought I should mention to everybody, since we're not keeping secrets anymore, the creepy voice talked to me. And it's more of the same, like, oh, bring me the dragon touch. Oh, I have your brother. You know.
He has your brother?
That's what he said.
Do you
I
believe him?
don't know. I heard his voice once, but we've heard a lot of those things from the other side, speak in other people's voices. So I don't know.
I
You could be
think
lying.
Really trust him.
while we were in there, I heard a million voices of people I knew. It's kind of fuzzy, kind of weird, but I don't think that
Yeah.
was them. So
Manipulation.
That would be my guess. I
As
told
you
him to
all
prove
are,
it.
as Redrick begins to speak, throw his hands out, you see that one of his hands is a claw.
Is that
You
supposed to be
doing
like that?
Yeah, you doing okay?
I'll just kind of like. It just happens now, I guess. I'll try and like undo.
Premature clawulation.
Cold showers.
Real
Just kind of think it's
tense.
like a
Ready for a
baseball.
fight.
Yeah, Grandma.
Just comes out sometimes.
I just get so excited.
Yeah. Oh, look at Dome. Claw comes out.
It does not go away.
I can't bring it back in.
Nope.
Well,
You
that's
feel
No.
okay?
good sign. I mean, do I feel okay? Do I want to attack someone?
You feel fine.
Oh, I thought that was a yeah.
I thought he was like, yeah, you
do.
You always
Ball
want to
park.
attack somebody.
I mean, I feel all right. I don't feel like killing anyone right now.
That's a
I
good,
could
That's a
change.
good point.
You want to try to sleep or stay up on first watch with me?
Hey, I was staying up on first watch with you. Trying to
Yeah,
get
well,
rid
this
of
is
me?
a special circumstance. I'm just
Oh, I
asking the
see.
man.
You're picking favorites. I got it. I got it.
Yeah, he likes me more than you. It's probably because I didn't steal someone's money. Anyway, yeah, I'll take first watch.
Mm,
You get like these like dagger eyes from Velkin as she just kind of flips her hair and then goes and sits over one of the corners to sleep.
Sorry, kid.
I'm older than you, by the way.
Well, you're a hell of a lot smaller too. So
You just get eye narrows. She like curls up.
She is not
okay,
gonna
Cass
let
is
you
gonna
live
lay
that
down,
she'll get over
nestle
it.
down as best he can, and like for the first time in a while, he's kind of just lay down, and just think. Also, he's gonna take out his pocket watch and kind of look at it because the last time we checked it, when they first entered, it stopped ticking. Is it ticking now?
Yes.
Okay, I kind of have a little bit of comfort on that, and I kind of close it and just kind of just think to myself, all right, before I go to bed, Zafin, any words of wisdom would just be fantastic right about now. And he just kind of just drifts off and passes out because he's tired.
First watch was
Me and Reg.
Isaiah, and you're not staying with the group.
He's within sight distance, but he isn't in.
In the dome. I want you to make me a perception check for the other two.
Oh. And he turned his light off because he doesn't want to draw too much attention, so disadvantage. Yeah, someday. That's another 3.
Perfect.
Oof.
Nice.
And the other two, go ahead and give me a perception checks.
I'm probably gonna be doing something that might exempt me from this for
Okay.
at least a bit.
Oh?
Yeah. Should we get to that before or after the results of these rolls? Okay. Well, I'm gonna kind of as the rest starts and the watch starts, I'm just gonna like sit down and kind of just be like, well, let's see if we can do anything about this. And he's almost gonna get into like a meditation stance for a bit, just kind of like sit and like close his eyes and like think. Kind of almost the same position that he did when we were trying to control it earlier, and get in that same headset and try and like control that energy in him and like bring the claw in if he can, and just kind of sit there, eyes closed, like focusing.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Sure. That's a say 13, yeah.
One deep breath. You open your eyes. Claw's gone. You saw him do this, Calder, just kind of watching curiously.
Yeah. he probably closes his eyes. You see him like flit around for like a second. And it's like he's having a dream. Kind of see like some shifting of the scales, and then like just comes right back in.
Nice work.
Yeah, I mean, that worked. Getting a little more used to it.
There's that self-control.
Still
Before you know it, you're gonna be looking like a whole new man.
I don't know about that one. We'll see how far we can push it.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll always be a bit of a rascal.
I don't like the word rascal, but all right. I'll take it.
I didn't ask. Yeah, how you doing though?
Fucking trying to get used to whatever that was. It's weird. It's like
Yeah.
I remember it, but I don't remember remembering it. I don't like it. All
Yeah.
that shit. It's trying to take advantage of us. And with whatever Ren's here, and I don't know if we're pointing towards a good prophecy or a bad one, but I mean, I'm in it now, so.
You doing okay with all the forgetting and the aging and everything that happened before?
Fuck, that was weird, right?
Yeah.
I don't even. Why? That didn't happen to anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, not as bad anyway. I forgot you and Castus.
I mean, you seemed fine, and no one else jumped to 50.
Right. Yeah, no
Yeah.
one no one aged like rotten strawberries or whatever the fuck you were, but
Yeah, is that what's waiting? Shit.
I hope not.
Same here.
Like for you and in your old age, God. Yeah, I hope not. For your sake.
Yeah,
And also the sake of everyone around you who has to look at you.
it wasn't pretty, was it?
Nah, man.
No.
It's like you fell from the age tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Well, I
Rough
never
go
was
of it.
good at falling. Yeah, I'm wondering if that's also part of all this shit going on, getting it under control, or maybe that was just me as a corpse after what's gonna happen here, after I get sacrificed to some eldritch deity.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we're gonna do our best to make sure that doesn't happen.
we do our best every time. We still get our asses beat half the time.
Yeah, well, nobody's died yet.
That's fair.
We do okay.
What do you think Isaiah's doing over there?
Probably trying to decide how much he hates me. Or I don't know, at the very least just getting some time. He's
Yeah.
been through a lot.
Yeah, he's certainly got some shit to figure out.
Yes, he does.
Should I go talk to him? I don't know. Ren said
Feel
something about
confident.
someone going over there and talking to him.
Yeah. Do you feel that's
But
you?
I don't know. I mean, we're kind of going through the same shit, but also I don't like that's his to figure out. I don't know if I can even offer any advice. I don't have a mechanical monkey, just a demon in my head.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I kind of want to kill the mechanical monkey right now, so it's definitely not me.
Yeah, that's fair. So maybe we can wake Ren up and send her over there.
Yeah, I think she wanted third watch.
All right. Well,
Maybe she'll have a chat if he's still up. Hopefully not. He needs to sleep as much as anybody.
yeah. Don't we all? This might be the last rest we're getting. We don't know what's waiting up there.
Yeah.
If
It's
that's
felt like that most
fucking-
nights lately.
If that's Sloan, his ass is mine. All right, back off. I've
Okay.
been looking for him for too long.
You saying you want him alive?
Either way works for me at this point. A
Okay,
lot
all
higher
right.
reward for alive, obviously, but
Yeah. But I mean, if he's as much of a ghost as we're hearing, I don't know if alive will work out.
yeah. Well, we'll see you tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully. God, I need I need this to be over.
I just wanted to go home. Sorry. I mean, you doing all right with all that?
Yes and no. I don't know.
That's as much.
Never
of an
had
answer.
any particular love for Hardcastle as a town. People weren't exactly kind to me. It's more my parents, the memories attached to them. That was a lot to get hit with all at once with everything else going on. I don't know. I'm okay. I'm not running around out here with a death wish, if that's what you're worried about. Any more than usual, anyway.
I slightly started to doze off during that, but no. Sorry,
It's fine. I know you don't really want to hear about my fucking problems. You asked though, so
yeah, it felt right, but then I realized it was a mistake about 30 seconds
Sure.
into that.
Sure. Well, okay.
Apologies.
Yeah, it's fine. It's about time for second watch, huh?
So considering how quick my little thing was, I guess I could probably make a check. I was expecting that to take a lot longer. Meditating.
What was that?
I said
Wanna make a check?
considering like how quick my meditation was, I could probably join in on that perception check. Maybe.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
No, good.
Cool. Oh, nat 20 for a 24.
Disadvantage though, right?
Ah, no. I will roll again.
Oh.
Another nat 20! What in the
Oh.
hell? I'm taking a picture.
Let's go.
That was crazy.
Awesome.
Perfect.
See nothing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You see Isaiah getting mauled by some kind of creature.
Ah, he's got it.
Okay. Anything else happen?
Yes,
DM?
I'm waiting for him to take his picture.
I'm sending it right now.
Mm.
Oh boy. Hey boy.
This is very hard to do on phone, and I can't change my screen on Discord. There we go.
If it's that goddamn hawk again.
So,
Oh my god, if it's
you
the
see
hawk.
something flying. No. What's happened to my Discord? Okay, there it goes.
That'd be
So-
genuinely impressive.
Honestly.
As you're dozing off to Calder's words, you kind of shake awake. And for a moment, as you look out to where Isaiah's kind of leaning up against the wall, you think you see something for a moment just above the building that he's at. But it's pitch black. Something's reaching over. And it disappears as you notice it. Then you hear the crumbling of rocks and a loud burst of wind. And a loud rumbling in the distance above you.
Oh shit.
You see and you follow kind of this black shape. Kind of blends in with the night. And as you kind of follow the rumble and the noise, you see 1,000 to 2,000 feet above you these glowing orbs.
No boy.
2 of them. Looking down upon your party.
Ooh, okay. I am not going out to talk to Isaiah now. Do you see that shit? Like, did Calder hear or see any of that?
I imagine I probably would have heard the noise.
Yeah.
You did.
Is
and the
it like
rumble
too far
that
away
caused
to...
the entire cavern to almost shake.
Yikes.
Can I point out the eyes to him?
As you point
Yeah.
out, they diminish or disappear.
Balls.
Okay. I'm gonna like
Should
peek my
probably-
head out of the dome. Hey, Isaiah, you might wanna. Is he even awake?
He probably also would have heard all that.
Yeah.
Given it was close to him.
Oh yeah, especially if it was reaching down from above me. The second it took off, he probably would have been like, "Oh fuck."
Listen, I know you got some shit going on with some of the people in here, but come on, buddy.
Yeah. All right. He'll stand up like slowly and just casually walk over.
Casually.
Fly casually.
Just a slow stroll.
And about 10 feet away, he'll look over to Ook and be like, why don't you take a seat here? I'll come get you in the morning.
He stops. Ting, ting. Sits on the ground.
Just, I think you're still hooked up to Ren. Just let her know if you see anything. The others don't.
2 hours, by the way. That connect.
And then he'll, I guess, enter the darkness and find a spot on the floor to rest. Well, that sounded big.
Looked fucking big. It's about to grab you. Reaching over the wall and nasty.
Could do worse. Might need servants instead of just lunch.
That is a great thought. I'm gonna kind of like look back and forth between the two people that are awake and just like lean back to like the corner of the dome.
Here, he'll reach into underneath his armor, close to the left side of his chest, and pull out just like the most poorly made flask. It's got like tool marks and shit welds and burn marks and stuff, and toss it to Red and be like, might as well.
I'll catch it. Just like, hell yeah. Just take some of it. I ran out before we even got in here. What were you holding out on this?
Probably stale.
Perfect.
Oh, it's really bad. He's like, I haven't drunk in 20 years. It's more of a reminder, but may not have it much longer. Might as well get it done now.
Want some? It's always time to start again.
No. You enjoy. Somebody should.
Alright. I'll take another like swig and like put the cap on and like put it away. And I'm just gonna kind of keep my eyes in that general direction, looking for orbs of light again. Yeah, describe what I saw, I guess, to those two. And just be like, if you see like two big balls of light floating around, that's what
What
it
color?
looked like.
A pale white.
Yikes. Okay.
Well, sure sounds like what Mizo said he saw.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, we saw a ton of them on the doors, so I was half expecting to see something like that.
Oh, you think it's a dragon?
Huge wings, living down in a cave.
Stands to reason.
Well, if we run into a
It's,
horde, I got dibs.
If we find a horde, I imagine there will be plenty for all.
Fair.
If we run into a horde, hopefully we find it after the dragon and not before, because then we're in its shit zone.
Shit zone.
Yep,
Sounds smelly.
probably. Dude, I mean, I've never thought about it, but if a dragon spends all its time at its hoard, like it doesn't have litter boxes or anything. Oh, that's got to be rank.
Buries it with gold.
Ugh.
Or maybe
You
it shits
definitely
gold.
get
I
first
don't know.
dibs.
I got dibs on the other part of the horde. I'll take the other half.
We'll let you
Does that-
inspect everything so you can uncover all
There
piles.
we go.
All right.
Who's taking second watch?
Yeah, we'll
I said I
wake
would
up
take second watch.
Castus.
I think it was just me. So
Valky?
yeah.
Because she was mad.
Or I
Yeah,
thought it
yeah.
was just
So wake
me,
her up.
so,
That
yeah.
that definitely helps. Yeah, no.
What? You only whatever. I'm gonna wake you up.
Okay, that's fair.
Redrick, as you begin to nod off, the slow, labored breaths of sleep finding your lungs, you hear a familiar voice.
Your first test is close, boy. Prepare yourself.
That's it.
I'll be alert for a second and then like deep breath and try and calm myself. The claw comes back out because I'm all tense again. No.
Looks yourself in the eye. Oh!
Yeah.
Shit!
Yeah. I'll try to get some sleep. That's a bit ominous. I also want to, before I go to bed, let them know what happened.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I was about to
Descriptors
ask
I got.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
the pale white eyes. Certainly
Definitely.
something to look out for. I'll point where I last saw it on the ceiling.
Okay. Oh, that sounds great. I love this place so far.
Yeah, we were thinking it might be that thing Mizo was talking about, in which case, good reason to avoid it.
How far apart were these two orbs?
It was real far away, and I could
About
still
1,000
see the
feet
gap.
to the ceiling.
Yes, but from each other.
I'm
Hard
guessing
to
it
tell
was too
from
hard
that
to tell,
distance.
yeah, but they were real far away, and I could still tell they were separate. So it's got to be at least a good distance, right?
About
Otherwise it
eye
looked like one.
distance.
That is my thought, is if they were eyes or not. Sorry.
It sounds like eyes,
Seems
and
like
it has claws and an arm and wings, and this is great.
Okay. So you want me to take watch now? Is that what you're saying?
It wasn't personal.
I'm taking it as personal.
Of course you are.
Alder, is this how you treat your fiance?
Yeah, exactly. I thought they meant more to you than this.
Listen, you said yes, so you signed up for this shit. And I lay down.
That's fair. All right. So she'll get us sit up straighter and kind of look to Castus and like, looks like it's you and me tonight then.
I've had worse company.
I don't know how I should take that, but I'll take it as a
Sounded
compliment
like an
for
insult
now.
to me.
You get a punch in like your shoulder. She
He's
like,
just like, you see his shoulders like laughing as he's laying there.
I will say, it does take like at least 10-15 minutes into your watch before I say actually just making sure Calder goes down first.
are you seeing there's seeing
I
Calder's
was watching
like,
the tension between the two
Yeah.
as I'm just trying to keep watch.
seeing Calder's like breathing like lessen as he like flips into sleep, and then seeing that Isaiah's still awake, and Vulcan kind of turns to Isaiah and says, "Did you think he was going to like stab you or something?"
I mean, he was ready to earlier.
You know,
He
I can't.
didn't.
He didn't. That is a fair point. I think he was more interested in stabbing the monkey, though.
Let's not dredge that back up. It's just we're in very tight quarters. We're all tired. Isaiah, you're safe to go to sleep. If Calder tries anything, we'll wake you up. But just everyone needs rest.
Yes, I know. I know.
Don't worry, I'm mad at him too. Don't worry.
I'm not mad at him.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Okay, what are your feelings then? Because I'm curious. now.
Can we hash this out in the morning?
Trying to
No.
sleep over here.
By the way, who took the 2 stones that look like fire from Mizo's circle?
Are they just in the bag? Do we put them back in the
Yeah,
hamper sack?
I
We
think it
would
all
have
went
just
back
put
in the
him back
bag.
in the.
Then
his own
Velkin
bag.
has
Technically,
them.
then Velkin has them, yeah.
Mhm. Alright, fine. I will ask. I will bug about it when we're not, being hunted by something in the Underdark or wherever we are. Fine.
Oh, remind me in the morning. I got something I'd like your help looking at.
Oh. Alright. Okay.
Alright, let's see if we can see this awful monster that's seemingly hunting us.
Perception checks from the both of you.
Okay.
Do I have disadvantage because of my dark vision?
You do not.
Yes.
This is a straight roll.
Damn it, that's a shitty roll. That's a 9.
Don't worry, I got a good roll. You're okay.
Hey!
I got an 18 on the dice plus a 4. So 22.
Okay. As you keep watch, no signs of any glowing orbs in the sky. Sounds of large beating wings or movement. Except, both of you sit there ominously quiet. Can you hear voices?
Do I know what language they're talking in?
Undercommon.
Okay. Is this in my head or is this like around us?
Approaching the building that you all sit in.
You see Velkin kind of. She's been like, probably like filing her nails. She's listening, kind of glancing up, and then she looks up, and you see like her eyes widen in like worry for a second.
Are you okay?
Shh. And she's going to look in the direction of where these voices are coming from.
As you peer out, you see, just around the side of the wall, you look out, you see 3 figures come into your view. Really close to the dome. You stop and just instinctively pull back. As you see the pale purple skin, the deep red eyes, and the white hair of 3 drow. All male, dressed in brown and black leathers, all adorning 2 long, skinny scimitars at their hips. One of them, whose head is shaved, he has nothing but a small patch of hair and a top knot pulled real tight. Face is very square. He seems to stand shorter than the others. The one in the middle, much taller. His burning red eyes, long white hair that falls down past the small of his back. He does not carry 2 scimitars, but one massive one that crosses the length of his back. The third one seems to be a little bit older. For a drow, to you be able to notice his age must mean he is quite old, as he walks with a hunch and a limp. And you hear him whisper in Undercommon, "I could have sworn they went this way, Corn." The large one turns to him. Go ahead.
Like, what are they saying? Can they hear us?
I think one's named Corn.
Stealth checks from the both of you.
Okay. Has anybody heard that TikTok song about the kid that really likes corn?
Cannot get away from that fucking song. I wish
That's
you could
all I
block
could-
sounds.
That's literally all I could think of.
That's an 11.
I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as he said corn, I'm so happy I muted because I couldn't help but just mimic the sounds. That's
It's Khorn, by the way.
No, it's corn.
That's
That's what
close
Vulcan
enough.
heard. That's what Vulcan heard. That's his
10?
name.
Right.
Is one of them named
I got
Colonel?
an 11.
And I
Wow.
got an 18.
It's my advantage.
As he says that, the large one doesn't even look down at the smaller one who just whispered, puts a hand straight into the air. Slowly begins to look around its surroundings.
You see just Vulcan just go, fuck up. Fuck up.
As his eyes fall on the same building of yours, it begins to approach.
Pulling out my pistol, just holding it makes you feel better.
Yeah, Vulcan's just like, she's like watching these people because she knows that she can see them, but they can't see us. So she's like watching them very closely. When they get closer, does she recognize any of them?
You do not. You've never seen these three individuals before in your life.
Okay.
He gets about 5, 4, 3 feet in front of you before he stops. Seems to be staring directly at you, Belkin, through the dome. And he reaches out. But his hand finds nothing.
I'm not sure, Malus, but there were many of them.
Where could these creatures have even come from, Khorn? We've been hunting them for days.
I do not ask those types of questions. I know we are on the right path. Let's hope they have not made it to the bridge quite yet. Come with me.
And they begin to walk away. Down the maze of ruins.
Stir my pistol. Look at Vulcan. What did they say?
Does Vulcan think they're out? Actually, no, she's just gonna message you. She's gonna talk to you and message. And she'll say, okay, one, I don't recognize them. So they are, from as far as I'm aware, not from my group, my mobile group. But they have been hunting us for a few days. So yeah, that's great to know. I'm wondering if the hawk belongs to them. But yeah, that's really it. The leader one is named Corn. It's a weird drow name. I don't never heard it before. But yeah, they're hunting us. Yeah, it's good. They don't know where the fuck we went, so like that's good.
That's good. So we have some mystery monster and drow hunting us, which actually is bringing to point that they've been hunting us for a couple days. How long are we stuck in that weird place, weird labyrinth? I guess it's only been a couple days then.
Guessing. Can't be too sure till we get out of wherever the fuck we are. It is very hard to tell time in the Underdark because there's no like day-night cycle around here. Really. But yeah,
Okay.
I think we stay quiet. I'm surprised they didn't notice Ook, sitting inside the dome. But
that's great. Okay.
You look
I'm just gonna
outside the
sit
dome
here.
when you say that. Ook's nowhere to be seen.
Oh, fuck's sakes. Well,
Oh.
Ook's gone, Hey, Calder doesn't have to worry about that now. It kind of problem solved itself.
I think that is a problem. We have a monkey that caused a rift and blew flame and now has 2 flame stones in it and now it's gone. Can I
say that doesn't sound like our problem, but it kind of does sound like our problem, but not like
It's very much our problem. I'm
Did
going
Isaiah
to
sign his name on it? Do they know that Ook belongs to Isaiah? Because then we don't have to take custody of the monkey.
I am going to wait like 5 minutes. Literally pull out the pocket watch. Wait 5 minutes. Hoping that those drow have gone 5 minutes away from us, and I'm going to stealth my way out of the bubble to see if it's Ook within seeing distance.
Give me another stealth check.
Okay, and I forgot I have luck points, so I will be using those just in case.
You need to get Ook like a dog tag. If found, sending
that's
to this
how-
person.
I am burning a luck point because that sucked.
Perfect.
Let's.
My
Oh,
man
that's
has
much
the
better.
lucky feet.
I have the lucky feet.
Ooh.
And that is a 25 for stealth.
Cassis, you hop up and you walk outside of the dome. Give me a perception check.
Well, that's a nat 20, bringing me to a 22, 23?
Okay.
Perception, 22.
It's a good
Perfect.
night for us. If only this was
Ook is
combat.
easy to spot. As you see where Isaiah was laying before in a building catty corner, the second level that is kind of concaved on the one side, it kind of lays down flat. You see Ook kind of do a somersault from in the air, kind of holding onto the side, landing on both of his feet, and he hops over to you.
Now, does he, I know his chest like glows, like kind of like Iron Man, I guess. Is he kind of glow elsewhere, or is it just kind of that center?
In his
part?
eyes.
His eyes? Okay, I'm going to take off my duster and kind of throw it over his head and kind of like, okay, buddy, this keep this on, please. And I kind of lower it down to kind of make a makeshift hood and kind of adjust it away to kind of mask the his center chest as best I can to kind of give him some hiding ability better. So after that, I kind of pat his little metal head and work my way back into the dome. Okay, I found Ook. He, for a monkey that is created, he has a weird amount of autonomy, which is a bit concerning, but he didn't give us away, so that's a plus. So we'll see what happens. I'm sufficiently freaked out now, so I think I'll just keep my eyes open and then wake up Ren when it's time.
Yeah, I can stay up for 2 watches, so you can go to bed. I'll sit with Ren, and then we can wake 2 people up.
Sounds good, and you
I
can
can be a
let her
dick
know.
and wake up that one, and she gets to call her, you know.
He needs his beauty sleep, believe me.
That's fair.
Hasn't shaved in days.
Yeah, the beard's getting a little, it's getting a little long.
No, it's like hot lumberjack beard. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just patches everywhere.
He had the beard already, man. Come on.
It's falling out.
Stress.
It's all the stress, yeah.
It's turned gray.
So who's taking the last watch?
Me. And I guess
And-
Falcon?
Yeah, because she can take 2.
I will wake Ren and kind of say, Oaken's got a story to tell you. I'm going to sleep. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
going to
get that.
pass out.
Good
Hello.
night. Hey.
I'll talk
You
to
find a
you.
comfortable rock pillow, Cassis.
Nice.
Or you can. Oh, she points to her hand. It's gonna talk through message to you. So
Okay.
A lot of messages.
Yeah. So
Just hit
Cantrips,
spam.
baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, just do it over and over again.
Yeah.
Cantrip.
So we were on watch, and I heard voices talking in Undercommon. So immediately I had the feeling on who it was. 3 drow approached. One named Corn, an old one, and another one. All male. Didn't recognize any of them, so I don't believe they're from my former group. But they've been tracking us for a few days now. Yeah. So
A few days.
yeah, so we got to deal with that. They don't know where the fuck we went. Dumbass. They were like 2 feet from the fucking dome and they did not notice. So that was pretty cool.
I guess you're too clever for them.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say a comment. I will keep that to myself.
You hear something tink, 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 hit off the top of the dome and rattle to the ground.
Look up.
Look.
Perception check.
It's corn. Big lump of knives. It's got the juice.
Fuck.
Tentacles, reach out from the darkness.
Okay. Jesus.
Is it perception?
Yep.
Okay, I got a 16 total.
I got a 9. I'm rolling shit on perception tonight.
You both freeze in mid conversation. You look up, look around you. You don't see anything.
Can I see? Is there like a stone or pebble that wasn't there before? That's now like where the
Yeah.
sound kind of. Ah.
You can see it bounced out into the middle of the road.
Hmm.
About this big.
Can I see what direction it came from?
Too late now. It had already hit the top of the dome for you to recognize it.
Okay.
Before you recognized it, sorry.
Based on the trajectory from where it hit the dome to where it landed, I guess what direction it came from. Up. Okay, fair. Yeah, we're just going to ignore that. Sounds good.
We're gonna stay vigilant, but yeah.
Yeah. They've been looking for us for a few days. Ook moved on his own over back to where Isaiah was, so I'm guessing so they didn't see him. But that is a mechanical monkey who I don't understand. So he might have, he could have been sacrificing a child over there for all I know, and we don't know, and he came back over at just the right time. I have no idea.
Well, I don't know if there are any kids down here, so I'm not too worried about that, but weird. He hit himself.
Yeah.
There's something more to Ook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, while we're trying not to worry about whatever the fuck made that noise.
Oh, you weren't awake for the first watch either. Never mind.
No.
They also saw Isaiah fell or was out there. She'll point back to where Ook was. He was sitting there, and a big shadow hand reached over and was going to grab him, but then I think Redrick saw it, so it backed off, and they saw two glowing orbs really far away. My guess is that they were eyes, and they heard something really big take off. So my guess, dragon. Can't be sure though. There's also out there.
And as soon as you say that, she just kind of looks up and it's like,
good morning.
Better and better.
Yeah. So, yeah, sorry, I forgot that part. I was too worried about seeing my kind for the first time since we got attacked, so I was a little preoccupied with that. But yeah. It's also weird hearing the undercommon language spoke aloud again. It's weird.
Yeah. Have you not heard it since you left?
Not really. No, not too much.
I guess it's not super common, huh?
That's why it's called undercommon. Yeah.
Thank you for explaining that.
You're welcome. I know you got a little in terms of intelligence, you are below me, so I wanted to explain.
Jesus.
At least you're modest. I wanted to ask you, circling back around to our conversation earlier about the whole blood magic thing.
Oh yeah.
Do you think did they ever use special blood, certain blood, I need the blood of a half dragon, for example?
Evan, correct me if I'm wrong. When they cast the blood magic, it was from themselves, right? They would hurt themselves and use their own blood. Yeah, okay. No, they would use their own blood. Cut the piece of their arm, let it bleed, and then use the blood from the wound to cast. Now, whether there's whether different blood does different things, I don't know. I want to learn it, but they wouldn't teach it to me.
Yeah, you said that they were pretty secretive about it.
Yeah.
How did you end up helping us anyway if they didn't trust you that much?
They trusted me, just not with anything related to cards to the Blue Flame. I traveled with them for a while. They picked me up past the Sword Coast, kind of far. Traveled all the way over here. On the boats and stuff. Abod was more secretive than Indy. I got along really well with Indy. She was a good friend of mine. I think had Abod not been there and been so involved, Indy might have told me more. But and if I can remember,
The bot's like kind of the leader, right?
I don't, you know, you. He was the type of person you didn't mess with. You know, no one.
Yeah.
You didn't step in front of him. Just kind of listen to what he said. I don't know. I owe them both a lot.
Why?
They're the ones that found me shortly after I made it to the surface. They were coming this way. They found me, knew my magic could be useful, and I asked. It was kind of like a mutual agreement that I asked to come along. They invited me to come along out here. They took me across the water, set me up in a home. The
Were
whole
you
reason I'm still here.
were you hurt or just didn't know how to live on the surface?
Mostly that. It was very hard the first few months I was above surface for my eyes to adjust and to just get used to the sunlight. I couldn't really leave my house for a while. You know, it hurts. It still does on occasion. I didn't know. I've studied languages, but my common was very broken. They helped me with that. And also your customs are so weird up here. I mean, ours aren't good, but you know, they're not good at all. At all. You know, it turned into like a half spider thing. It's weird, but
Gross.
it was hard. You know, they kind of showed me the ropes and made sure I was safe. And all they asked for in return was a favor, eventually, which is why I'm here.
So they just helped you out of the goodness of their hearts, but for a favor.
Yeah.
Okay. Do gods ever pretend to be humans?
Maybe. I don't know. I've heard tales of gods pretending to be humans, you know, to blend in, to get stuff that they want, you know. But to name a certain occurrence off the top of my head, no. It's more just folk tales.
Hmm.
You know, people always say the gods walk among us. So,
I don't really like the sound of that.
no. But, you know, when you think of clerics, higher power, have the ability to communicate with their gods on a daily basis if they really want, you know?
Hmm.
Depending how devoted you are. Depending if you're chosen, you know. The ones that are chosen by law have much more access to certain things, you know?
Like stronger magic.
Yeah, stronger magic. More. 1 second. Hi, Cam. He's bringing Timmy's. Stronger magic. Thank you. It's stuff like that. You know, it's like a thing. Also, more. How do I say this? Opportunities. You know. You're forgiven. Mm-hmm. If Loth doesn't like you, you're not forgiven.
Forgiven? What does that mean?
We live by a very tight set of rules in the Underdark. You don't break those rules, especially if your word or what you do goes against Loth. If she likes you, the chances of your punishment being less severe are a possibility. But if she doesn't like you, you're dead or worse.
Oh, I see. So like it's not like everybody's shit and then Loth will forgive you. It's just like if you are shit and Loth likes you, then you live, and if she doesn't, then you don't.
Yeah. And don't be a man.
Don't be a man?
Don't be a man. No. Their rights are limited. Men in the Underdark have certain things they are allowed to do. They are allowed to learn arcane magic, as women are not. Hence why I'm here, not in the Underdark anymore. But they have to report to women. They are above, or they are below us, down there.
Hmm.
Depending also from your house, but even still, if you're from one of the more notable houses, the women always come first.
Weird.
It's different from here, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a lot less rules up here. Or, well, not up here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. But it's different. That's why it took me so long to adjust.
How long have you been on the surface?
A few months.
Oh, it's not very long.
No. I escaped, met in the abroad maybe a week later, traveled with them for a few months, was in my house for maybe a month, and then I was here. They called on the favor earlier than I had expected, but
Yeah, I was just gonna say they called up that favor pretty quick.
I thought it was going to be like, hey, can you pick something up for us? Not, please go stop the second spell plague.
Yeah, just
But
babysit these travelers and take them into danger.
yeah. But I mean, it hasn't been all bad.
Mm,
At least I have good company.
that's true. Yeah, I like you guys. Like you better if we could just stay in a tavern somewhere, have a couple drinks, go home.
Yeah. Definitely. Again, I think I said it to Castus. Did not expect this much excitement at this point in my life, but here we are.
Well, we have that in common.
How old are you again? 19?
Yeah, I turned
Yeah,
19 like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you're like a baby.
Well, especially compared to you.
I'm like a baby. Oh.
I'm baby. Oh.
Yeah, she kind of holds up her fingers. Yeah, you're like a baby to me. Yeah.
Walking, talking baby.
Yeah, I mean all of you, basically. Even Isaiah gives me baby vibes.
Yeah, I guess you said you're like what, 300 something?
Just a thing for a moment. 357, I think. No, you kind of stopped keeping track after a while.
I gotta say, you don't look a day over 300.
Thank you. It's very sweet
Dang.
of you. Yeah.
Ren will fall quiet at that point.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but Velkin thinks better of it.
Okay.
Isaiah,
Yes.
your eyes shoot open. You hear the sounds of children playing on the streets. You're at home in Erebar. You hear the sounds of children playing in the streets. Ugh, those damn kids. They don't know that you worked all night, deep within the Erebar sewers.
People ever just shut up for a while.
A little bit agitated, you jump out of bed, throw on your robe, walk down the creaky wooden stairs that you've tried to fix as best as you could, but could never get that last step to stop creaking, and you step on it. It sends your eye into a twitch. Before you fly out the front door and you see a gaggle of children around something in the middle of the street. These kids aren't playing. They're kicking something, beating something.
What the fuck are you all doing?
You hear quiet whispers, "Oh shit!" and they scatter throughout the alleys in all different directions.
Rush over to see what it was.
You see a young girl in a lightly woven blue dress, hair matted, and face covered in blood, swollen.
Quick look around. Is there anybody else in the street? Is it busy?
No. But all of a sudden, your heart begins to beat. Doof, 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 quick with fear. You lean down to check the status of this young girl. She's not alive. And you wake up as you hold her in your hands. Redrick, you sit in the orphanage in Erebar. Two familiar young faces as you all play with wooden swords, and you come bearing gifts as you visit often, welcomed by few familiar other faces that are excited to see you. You throw off your bag and you begin to pull out small wooden toys, maps, and gear of your adventures.
All right, everyone, calm down. I got enough for everyone. Come on. Reaching in and pulling out stuff.
And as you pull the last gift out to the last child, the last thing you pull out is a claw. As you also feel your heart begin to beat. Doof, doof. Doof, doof. And a rage consume you. The last thing you see before you wake up is the fear in the children's eyes that you swore that you would protect. And Eggval. You stand in a wooded grove, and all around you, you see the men of your tribe, the mountains of stone, and also a few others. Men in armor and horseback, charging at something massive in the distance as you stand from above, high on the peaks, and watch this battle happen. A massive brown dragon that only the men of your tribe have rumored existed. There's one man that stood before this beast, before you saw him become consumed by the thing he swore he would destroy. Your heart begins to beat. It's the last thing you see as your eyes jolt open. The rest of you wake as the three men, Eggval, Isaiah, and Redrick, all simultaneously wake up in a sweat and panic.
Seeing them suddenly snap open like that, does that seem very familiar?
Very
to me?
familiar.
How so?
Wet dream.
From our water dreams.
Our wet
Almost.
dreams.
But these three look struck with fear.
Hey. Hey, what's going on? You guys are safe.
One end.
Right?
It's a bad dream, I guess. I'm like looking over my hand, like making sure it's a hand.
It is indeed.
You too.
There's no response from me. My eyes kind of, when I wake up, my eyes kind of like go around and kind of just get stuck looking sort of in a downward position, just staring.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like a dream. Bad one. I don't know. Nothing too out of the ordinary, I guess. Just a nightmare.
I guess that's fair to have nightmares in this place like this.
Yeah, all three of you at once, though.
And all three that drank the water that slept well.
What water?
Long story. We'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why
the
did
live
you-
aired water.
You think it's still that water? In like a
I
month?
don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just
Weird.
weird.
It's a weird coincidence.
You were
Yeah.
overdue.
At least. At least it wasn't a new one. Same old nightmares.
You all
always.
hear a booming voice from somewhere. Nightmares. Is that so? Welcome, those that seek to stop the chaos. Those that seek an end to what has already happened. I was warned you were coming. And I am glad you have finally arrived. Who am I? You must be wondering. I am that nightmare. I am the moment right before your mortal eyes find sleep. That moment of fear, knowing that you may never wake up again. Here, nightmares, darkness. You know nothing of those. But soon you will. All of you here. Something lands far off in the distance. Seek the chaos then.
Did that sound like, not that Calder would know, but did that sound like the tree voice?
No.
Yeah.
No?
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it's a brand new voice.
Did we hear it out loud
Yay.
or in our minds?
Everyone heard it echoing through
Yeah.
the chamber.
Oh,
Buddy.
Is that one of the Ren? Redrick?
No.
No,
your friend?
that's different. Nope, that's different. So we saw something come down or we heard it come down? Where is it?
You heard it. Far off in the distance. If you continue heading in the direction that you would be following the main part of the valley, you just felt and heard the rumble. You felt the impact of something large landing. Just a brief vibration underneath your feet.
So any chance this dome can move? Then we can just kind of slide it around.
Hamster ball
It's-
it going.
It's probably gone by now, too. If we've had a long rest.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
Have you officially had a long rest?
Long rest completed.
Yes, sorry. Yes, I thought I partially heard you.
Yay.
Rin's just gonna walk up to the second story of the structure, stealth up to it, and look in the direction that we
I'll
felt
check.
that come from. 15. Rolling like shit.
And a perception check.
And my perception. Jesus. 13.
You do not see anything in the distance. It's the boneyard of ruins and darkness.
And bones.
Bones?
Soon to be ours.
Well, I see a monkey wearing a duster over his head.
He's there, sitting in the middle of the street, same
Nice.
place you had left him.
I'm gonna go over, kind of just take my duster off him, kind of pat him on the head, and put it back on.
You know that's really like belittling, right?
He's a monkey. I'm sorry. That's my first response to an animal is to kind of pat it on the head. I apologize. I'm sorry, Ook.
You could just say thank you, or. But
I'm sorry, he's a monkey.
Actually, Castus, come here for a sec. Ren, Egg. Do you
Yeah.
guys
Okay.
mind? Castus, we're just gonna. Somebody needs to be quiet, and it's never gonna be me. So we'll just trade these
I'm
back
back.
real quick.
Yay! I get my double my advantage back.
Ren, just this is gonna be a little weird. Just hold still for a second, and tell me if it gets too uncomfortable. And he's gonna take out some of his tools and start scribing, or almost look like he's scribing, but not like actually digging into the leathers I assume you wear as armor.
Yeah, a studded leather.
And as he does that, sort of the armor Castus is taking off sort of gets a little bit duller and a little bit plainer, and runes start showing up on yours. And you get +1 studded.
Sick.
And then he's gonna go over to Egg. The sword you got's a little small. It's a really nice rapier. You could just you could do a little bit more damage with this one if you want, but it's up to you.
Okay, but how? I mean,
Same way, you just stab people with it.
wait, no, hold on, I'm sorry. Are you giving me something, or are you just saying
He's
what I have?
he's offering you a rapier instead of a short sword.
Okay. Sure. All right, thank
All right.
you.
Just hold on to it for a second, and he'll start doing the same thing. And as he does, it starts to give off a slight glow. And you get what is called a radiant weapon.
Ooh.
Which I will post in the roll 20 for you. Basically, it's a +1 weapon.
Neato.
And if somebody hits you with an attack, and it can light up like a torch. And if somebody hits you with an attack, you can expend a charge, blind that.
Sick.
Ace.
That is sick.
4 charges.
It has charges. It has 4 charges and regains 1d4 at dawn.
Hits himself with it, blinded.
Yeah, so, I'd say just for the fact that it gives off just like a slight glow, he just kind of like swings it back and forth and just sees sort of like light streak of
They
light.
call
Sparkler.
it sting, Mr.
If-
Frodo. They call it sting.
Yeah, I
If
know.
you-
That's what I'm
yeah.
thinking. Yeah.
If you say the word Loim, it'll light up like a freaking explosion or something. So when we need it to, if we need some light, you can do that.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Say it.
Thank
Oh,
you.
dude.
Oh no, I thought about it. I wanted to just immediately put it off, but I was like,
Loim?
Oh, wait. Move your loins.
I can't see my eyes.
okay.
And he'll just switch his armor back with Castus. That's
much better.
the best I've got for today. but we'll give you guys a little bit of help. Hopefully.
I appreciate
Alright.
it.
Thank
Pretty
you.
neat.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now, where the hell do we go?
Very late question. The voice I heard right before I went to sleep, was that Othir or like the Chaos voice? It's Chaos,
was-
right?
It reminded you of Othir, but it sounded more mature, different in a way.
Okay.
Same type of accent.
He's a big boy now.
Or a little boy.
He's
He
in
just
pull
went backwards.
Benjamin Button
Benjamin
Dragon.
Button.
Yeah, Benjamin Dragon.
BB Dragon.
Probably towards the noise. Y'all ready for our
Yeah.
date with chaos?
One last thing, real quick, if we can. I got and he goes over to Ook and reaches into the pack. He's like, I got this thing that I think was the center of one of those that big gold automaton thing. Falcon,
Yeah, I remember.
do you think you could look over it real quick? I wasn't able to figure out what it was. Maybe you'd have a better idea.
Yeah, I can take a look. What is it, sorry?
It is a sphere with a band and some things coming off. It was the core heart center. It was part of that big golem that fell through the door dead.
Yeah, well, everybody packs up their stuff. I can take a look at it. Maybe like 10 minutes.
Sure.
Okay. If you ritual cast a spell, does it still take the spell slot?
No.
No.
That's
okay.
the point of ritual casting. Yeah.
Okay.
Takes
so,
longer, doesn't take the spell slot.
Okay, so she will ritual cast Identify.
On the sphere?
Yeah.
Okay. It gives off a magical energy, but it's not magical itself. s- Aberration magic attached to it. But it's doesn't really have any magical properties alone. Seems like it's separated from something.
I feel like it could be a heart of something, like a power source to make something magical.
That you would not know.
Okay. Vilken stares at it for a little longer than 10 minutes because she looks confused. And eventually she'll hold it back out to Isaiah and say, oh, well, sorry. It gives off an aura of abjuration magic, but is not inherently magical itself. Feels like it's a part of something bigger.
Well, it certainly was. I think. All right. If we ever have time again, maybe we'll take another look and just put it back in the pack.
How heavy is it?
60 pounds, I think he said.
Yes.
And who's lugging it around right now?
Ook.
Oh, Ook is? Okay.
I mean,
You
if
are now,
wanna-
Velkin.
If you want to put it in your bag, as long as it would fit.
It's if it goes in the main pouch, it just can't exceed 80 pounds. The side pouches can
no.
hold 20 pounds each, and then the main pouch can hold
Better to
80
keep important
pounds.
things in there than just
Well,
curiosities.
There's also the opening restriction. Like, is the bag like that big? You know,
Yeah.
it's a pretty big ball.
It's a handy haversack, right, Evan?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Pistol pouch. Not exceeding a volume of 2 cubic feet. The main pouch is 8 cubic feet, or 80 pounds. Normal rules with interacting with objects. Few limitations. Can't be overloaded. Can't put sharp objects in it. If it's destroyed, everything's lost forever inside of it. If you turn it inside out, everything falls out. And then it has the same suffocation rules as bag of holding, 10 minutes. Don't put it in a bag of holding or a portable hole or you fuck shit up. Yeah. That's it. It doesn't, as long as it doesn't exceed the cubic feet or the pounds, it can be put in. So.
That's
Yeah.
And then just the rings as usual.
By the way, Isaiah,
Yes.
whenever you go to put the sphere back into the the bag of ook, something pokes you in the hand. Ah! Yeah, right in the finger.
What's that? I'll look in.
You see a vine kind of just creeping up the side of the bag. You can see that you follow it, it attaches to a long stem. Looks almost like a large bush, but these vines begin to come out of it. Sits
Is this-
about 3 or 4 foot high.
Do I see the pot from Atlas anywhere?
You can see it. That's where this little plant is sprouted out of. Odd, because the last time you looked at it, it was much smaller.
Reach out a hand like I'm going to touch it, but slowly and carefully. I didn't think this thing was.
As you-
Guys.
The vine retracts into the bag.
What's up, Isaiah?
Atlas pot is acting weird.
How?
What?
Wait, your old companion had pot? You kept it?
Well, I mean, it was mostly seeds, so I wanted to.
Waiting for a special
No.
occasion.
Oh, sure.
It was a special pot that was growing a bush that was gonna be a person, and it's moving now.
Oh,
Oh.
Waffles is growing up.
Its name is Waffles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Our old companion was quirky.
She was nice.
Oh.
I think close with nature is probably the best way I can think of describing it in common.
Interesting. Can I see this pot?
Oh yeah, could you bring it out?
Sure. Sphere down. I'm just going to lift you out. I'm not going to hurt you at all.
As soon as you touch the pot, the vine wraps around your left wrist.
Pull it out of the bag. See? It did that.
Oh.
Standing inside of the pot is about a 2-foot tall bush. Small little green leaves kind of cover this thing. Almost like a holly bush. You see 3 vines, one of them wrapped around Isaiah's arm, the other 2 laying limply over the pot, the side of the pot, swaying and wiggling.
Oh,
Hello, Waffles.
I know what this is.
What is it?
So it looks like an awakened shrub.
To what now?
What does that mean?
A who? A who's a what's it?
For what now?
Basically, it is a holly bush with sentience.
Oh.
Oh.
Should I try to talk to it? How smart is it? How smart are you, Waffles? I
I-
crouch down on its level.
You know, you can give it a shot. I don't know.
How many times can you do that, Ren? Just out of curiosity.
We might wait until this evening.
That's what I was gonna ask.
yeah.
I can
just
do
in
it a few
case.
times. I can do it a few times, and the first one really doesn't cost me anything at all, but I figure I should save it.
Yeah, we can talk to Waffles later.
What?
Well, I'm
What
just.
language did your old companion speak most fluently?
Giant, as
Giant?
far as I know.
Try talking to it in giant.
Oh, okay. And then I guess I'll kind of I guess I'll take a couple steps forward and sort of crouch down next to it and giant. Can you you understand me?
As soon as Eggval, are you holding the plant, Isaiah, still in your hands, or you just said no?
Yeah, I guess I would just be holding it, showing it to
So as Egg kind of walks up to it, it says that it instantly unwinds itself from Isaiah's hands, and all three vines begin to slowly creep up like a snake to you, Egg, and they begin to caress your face.
I think that's a yes.
Waffles likes you.
Use
Are-
big person.
Are you okay with the name Waffles?
Non-negotiable.
Its arms eventually slowly retract, kind of tuck itself, and begin to wrap around its stem and its core. It now just looks like a holly bush.
I think you're its mom now.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
so.
it's imprinted on you, Egg.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the plan. Am I old enough to be a parent? How old are you supposed to be a parent?
I don't think you're ever
What do
really
I do?
ready.
Do I feed it? Do I have to get it water? Does it need pants?
Yes. You have to
It
take
need
care
pants?
of it. It does
I
not.
don't
All
think
of
it
the
needs
above.
pants.
I think it requires
It might
pants.
eventually need pants, but why don't you hold on to it?
Next time we go to a town, I'll get a sewing kit and make him pants.
Okay.
Maybe
Just from,
Bjorn.
just
just
for
gonna
my
up-
general knowledge of them, don't put it anywhere near fire, so keep it well away from me.
Oh no, no. Okay.
It probably only knows giant, if that's the language that its former owner knew. And if it's not doing anything, it's just gonna look like a shrub, basically.
Okay. Kind of thanks. I guess I'll take off. I'm trying to think of a way of how to carry waffles without
And
carrying
Ook
waffles.
Still hold on to it for now until we get out of this cave.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Waffles picked a bad time to gain sentience.
Yeah, we really gotta go.
Kind of
Yeah.
I don't think it had much of a choice.
It's gonna learn what life is and learn what death is pretty quick down here.
Right into the
That's
fire,
tricky.
sink or swim, waffles.
Or death.
Maybe
All right,
it's
you're
better-
alive. Fight a dragon. Let's do it.
Smash the pot on the ground.
No!
Time to learn how to walk too, buddy.
Time for you to fly.
Life ain't fair. Kick it.
I guess it's fine. And we'll just put the sphere back in first, and then put the pot on top of that. So he's got room. They have room to.
I think it's okay. It's saying how it is a plant.
I mean, it's a bit more than a plant at the moment.
We can debate the pronouns later.
Yeah, let's just
For now, let's bag the plant
Yeah.
and get a move on.
put Audrey in and we'll get going.
Audrey?
Feed
It's
me
waffles.
some more.
Oh, waffles.
Are we
Oh.
just heading
Leave me
for that-
all night long.
Where are we heading? Just towards that
Um,
voice?
That
Yeah, I
direction,
think
I
so.
think.
Yeah.
Do we want to? I know you're not a fan, but the cat could fly above and keep eyes on.
You got to give me
Oh,
another
yeah.
10 minutes to resummon that cat.
Oh, that's right.
I should use his name. Yorns. You gotta give me about 10 minutes to get him back.
Is it worth it, or do we just go?
It would give us a better chance of avoiding this if we wanted to.
Or anything else.
If we
So I
can.
think Orange can
It
see
would
things
mean
that
a
we can't.
piggyback
So
ride.
Mm.
Alright then, the Hulkin kind of like plops down, sits crisscross, and begins resummoning her cat.
Takes 10
Calder just
minutes.
like shakes his head and looks at the ground, crosses his arms, kind of mumbles to himself, "Motherfucker, always volunteering me for piggyback rides. God damn."
Like she
As
would
the wo-
piggyback on anybody else.
Is your future wife? You be nice.
As the
Being
world is
forced
being
into this
destroyed
marriage.
around you, Velkin takes an extra 10 minutes to descend. Just to send Calder's blood pressure through the roof a little bit more.
While
Oh,
she's
and-
doing that,
Oh, you-
Isaiah will hand out the to Ven, Castus, and Velkin
What are you handing out?
that he normally does. The little bone rings.
What did I do again?
It's aid.
It's a aid
Sick.
for the next 8 hours. Your hit point maximum and current points increased by 5.
Just don't flick him at him.
Hey.
Nah.
Oh,
Calder's head
Too
explodes.
soon. Too soon. We can make fun of Calder's parents the episode that we find out that they died.
Yeah,
but
constantly. It was relentless.
Out of character, though.
Yeah.
So as soon as you're finished the ritual casting to resummon Urans, you see the purple and white mist kind of form, and you see as it fades, Urans reappear. He turns to you, and he sits. Hisses at you for a moment.
Yeah, I kind of deserve that, didn't I? She holds out her hand for him. Do you want chin scratches? Yeah, that's what I thought. And she gives him gives him chin scratches. Sorry, I didn't know you were going to poof if you went like below the clouds. I didn't know that.
Sits facing away from you. His wings
So-
kind of tucked in tight.
Soon as we are out of wherever this is and the world is saved, I'll buy you some tuna.
Mm,
I'll buy you expensive tuna.
Albacore. That's good stuff.
Do you
Albacore?
want to? Do you want a bribe?
He's got an attitude. He gets it from his mum. All right, she picks him up.
needs a squirm.
puts him on her shoulder and then says, "All right, where are we heading? What direction do we want him to lead?"
That way.
Oh,
I
There's
guess
a
so,
noise.
yeah.
Maybe
Unless
Deeper
anyone's got a better
into the
fucking
valley?
idea.
Maybe take
Yeah.
a look over top before we start heading out to see if
Yeah.
something is watching or waiting.
All right.
As much as you can.
real
Yeah,
quick
she'll
before we
send-
get too far ahead. While she was recasting that, I just want to. Roger would just like sit down and once again do that kind of thing, clear his mind, kind of calm himself before we go into this.
Perfect.
Deep breaths, closed eyes.
No save needed, excuse me.
All right.
So you're gonna send Urans up, correct?
Yeah. She sends him off, and as he's like rising into the air, she will crawl onto Calder's back and go into his vision. She can't walk while she's like in his vision. It doesn't work that way.
She
blind.
could, but
How's she be
fine.
blind?
You can just
Yeah,
throw her off
fine.
and drag her by her arm.
I mean,
I'll
you
drag her
could.
by one foot. She's just
Wait, oh my god, we get a wagon the next time we get to a town and Vulcan just sits in the wagon the whole time. She'd
Next
love
time
that.
you get to a town, don't be silly. So you send Urans up.
Yeah.
A little bit reluctantly, he begins to ascend into the sky. Yeah, pretty much. Go ahead and give me a perception check with Urans.
I never have got 20. I never have a sheet open, no. So it's a 25.
Whew.
Nice.
25.
There's a nat 20 on the dice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
As you send Urans up, for miles, in all different directions, you can see the ruins of a lost city. From above where you were standing before, you can only get a small bit of the picture because as Urans continues onward, the city kind of curves to the right, in which he spots something beautiful standing among the wreckage. Standing above the demolished city here, you see a beautifully made silver tower. Round in structure and shining, as the light that peeks from above seems to find its way directly onto the peak of this tower. The tip of it made of pure brass. The rest of it silver. Standing rather thinly, but very, very tall. And amongst the ruins here, it is a shining beacon. Oddly placed. Behind that, and off into the distance, you see an opening in the cave wall. One's triangular-like opening. Seems like the wall itself began to open. To the left of that, and in the direction you are now heading, you see a more crudely made crack in the wall. It's kind of jagged, kind of leans. You can see darkness kind of falling into that crack. It's a little bit closer, off to the distance, in front of you.
If Eorns takes a second to look around at like the sky above, any movement or anything?
No.
No. Okay. Belkin will summon him back and have him about 60 feet ahead of the party in the direction we're traveling. So, but while he's returning to that position, she'll come to her own senses and talk to the group. She'll say, there's a few things. There's 2 crevices in the wall. One looks rough, naturally made, and the other looks more clean cut, so I don't think it would be naturally made. But there's also a sort of beacon up ahead. It's pretty bright. Looks very out of the norm for down here. So I can lead us in whatever direction you prefer. I just need to know which one you want to go see first.
You said the drow last night said something about a bridge. Did you see anything like that?
Did they say something about a bridge?
Yeah.
They did.
It mentioned a bridge.
They said like
Um,
hopefully they haven't made it to the bridge yet.
Oh, did I see a bridge?
You did not.
No, no bridge.
Well, do we think it's a bridge in the literal sense or like a bridge between worlds?
Hey, who fucking knows?
Not me.
I guess we head in that general direction and see what we can see.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
I say so.
curious about the beacon. You know, it's weird. I can't say for sure because I'm not looking at it directly, but when things tend to be out of the normal, they can be pinpoints for teleportation sometimes, you know. But I wouldn't be able to get the sense of it unless I was like beside it, looking at it, investigating it.
Well, let's move that way.
Yeah.
Towards the beacon?
Yeah. I think that's
Suppose
worth checking out.
Alright. She cuddles closer to Calder and then goes into Eorns' vision to scout ahead towards the beacon.
So as you walk,
Oh.
the rest of you walk through this ruined city of the dwarves here towards the shining beacon. Much different from the surroundings that you have all been kind of encapsulated by walking through. And it's much different being down on the ground level within these ruins than it is above, like yours' view. In here, you are in very tight quarters, winding through all sorts of different broken down buildings, pretty much in a canopy of ruins above your head. The light every once in a while peeking through. But the majority of the time, those of you without dark vision can't see a thing. So you are really relying on your instincts to lead you there in Velkin. And as you walk, you have this ever so slight feeling of fear. Like something's watching you in the night. that moment right before your eyes find sleep that you think you may never wake up again. And that's where we're going to end our session tonight.
Spoopy.
Let's keep playing. Let's keep playing. Screw work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's keep playing.
You can do 2 sessions in a
Man.
row. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
All right, episode 30. Let's go.
Episode 30. We're skipping one.
Yeah.
Speaking of fear, I'm afraid that you guys aren't going to make it into our follower giveaway because we just got a new
You're
follower.
butchering it.
Hey.
Yeah, one tiny_dragon followed during the stream.
One
Thank you,
tiny
Tiny
dragon.
Following. Yeah,
Hey.
hope you enjoy what we're doing here. And welcome to the giveaway, I guess. Other than that, yeah. Catch us on Speechless Nights this week. I believe Isaiah is going to be there as well as Mac. We're doing that on Sunday at 8:30. Come
Yes,
tune
sir.
in. We're going to talk about the last 2 episodes. It'll certainly be a conversation with those 2 there, especially. Don't want to miss out on that one. Yeah, check out
Sure,
our
we'll both have a lot
Discord.
to say.
Exactly. Check out our Discord, our socials. We got TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We want to interact with you guys. We're sending memes back and forth, messages. It's always fun to see what you guys think and talk with you. And that's all I got. Thank you for your eyes on our screen.
We're here. We're all, you know.
Weird way to put it.
I mean,
Well,
it's
everybody
not
watching
watching.
Good night.
everyone.
Don't forget to love each other, like David Stern says.
Hey.
Smile.
Yeah.
Watch me.
And 100% eat.
That-
100% eat.
Feed me.
All right, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.